How old were you again when you first landed on the when you walked on the moon?
36.
I have the heart of a small boy. I keep it in a jar on my desk.
The CIA has a declassified document sitting in government archives.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. Like always, y'all, another hour banger for you guys for your Friday night. Hope everyone out there is going to have a good night tonight and a good weekend, y'all. But we ain't going to do too much talking. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. We got a lot of subjects to get into today. So let's have some fun. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Under the cloak of darkness in Chicago,
Attack one, guys.
an immigration and customs enforcement team gears up for another long day, pursuing undocumented immigrants who have been convicted of crimes in the U.S. ICE agents mistakenly arrest the target's brother.
In the process of talking to him in the vehicle, he then said, "Oh, no, I'm actually so-and-so. Who you're looking for is over here, this other address." He led us to that address, and we were able to actually arrest the individual.
2.2 miles. Do you have evidence, right, that he's using a fake identity, or?
That is correct. We believe he's been using a U.S. citizen's identity to live and work. He has an Illinois driver's license. Third target, he has an unauthorized use of a weapon, which was a firearm. He has a couple DUIs. He is a criminal. He has extensive criminal history.
So you see no protests, no chaos, no protesters.
Safer, and that's
remember that, y'all.
Purpose is to focus on criminals and community safety by taking these recidivist criminals out of our community.
What the?
See, they said no protests, no problems, right? Back when Obama was doing it. But look who was documenting that, making a big deal out of it. Fox News doing the same thing. Now it's the other way around. Now CNN's making a big deal about it and Fox News saying everything's okay, right? See how they keep us divided? See? You see the games? And the person that posted this, all they saw was there's no protest. Like the Republican people are so much better than them, right? Or whatever, right? But no, the thing is, it was the opposite last time. Whether there's protests or not, they're keeping us divided.
On in Greenland. Is y'all paying attention to what's going on out here? Because all they're going to keep doing is dividing that gap between brokies and rich motherfuckers. The middle class is finna get eliminated. Where do you place yourself at? Yeah. Ain't finna be no more McDonald's job. Ain't finna be no more Uber Eats. Oh, they got robots running around the whole fucking city doing that. Let's start getting right with God and figuring out what the hell you want to do. Create something. Or be a part of a creation. Fill a void. Make yourself valuable. Being gonna be on CNN. I could really go on there and give some good input, but yeah, I just be trying to stay out of all that type little shit. Y'all know, for the people who do know, what I don't know if y'all can see that, it might be a little ashy. But this say a wise man could play a fool, but a fool could never play wise.
The other thing I was seeing this past week was semi-truck automated loaders. The warehouse is organized by the forklifts that are autonomous. And then those forklifts will load the pallets on the automatic semi-loader, which then that automatic semi-loader will put all these pallets in one hit into the back of the semi-truck, which is driven autonomously. And so this whole entire circle of events will remove all those jobs. The truckers will not be needed. The pallet loaders will not be needed. And the semi-truck loaders will not be needed. The warehouse workers will not be needed. This AI takeover is happening. It's not just coming for janitorial work. It's not just coming for video editing. It's not just coming for, look, man, your accountants are going to be gone. They can do all the math, the data analysis.
If semi-trucks are fully anatomically correct, why aren't we looking at Optimus Prime here?
So I got out the car this time because I got time this morning. But y'all see, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all see them 4 pyramids right over there? I don't care what they talking about. Look, y'all. Oh Oh my God, the sun is shining so bright I can't even really show y'all for real. But y'all see, look, Alabama is full of pyramids because y'all got to understand the melanated beings, the black people here in America, we are the Native Americans. Now, those Spanish-looking people that they call Indians, those are the original slaves. They was brought here on ships to be slaves, not us. We was already here. We just got caught up in a rap. For real. We got caught up in a spell, y'all. Got caught up in a spell. This is all ours. Look, this is ours. Act like you don't know Alabama got pyramids.
We uncovered a lot of this 2 months ago with Ryan Montgomery. The day we released the episode, $6 billion off their stock.
Roblox is the one that I'll focus on the most because that seems like the majority of the issues right now.
I know little kids that use that game.
There's 75 million active daily users. They just banned a young guy who was actually groomed and had issues for himself on Roblox, who has a popular YouTube channel. He started catching predators on Roblox. There were 6 arrests. I saw 6 mugshots that came from this one guy. His name is Schlep. Roblox sent him a cease and desist letter for being a vigilante on their platform. They did a press release saying they're banning vigilantes from Roblox.
They want these people on there, and your children are on here, and I'm telling you, you better get them off. It is going to happen to you. What parent keeps their kid on there after we're telling them this?
Michael Jordan, Jackie Robinson have a lot of similarities. Michael Jordan, his father, listen, I keep telling folks, it was not some 2 teenage boys that took out Michael Jordan's father. That was the
That's what they said, 2
outfit,
kids.
because Michael Jordan owed the outfit millions of dollars worth of gambling money. They don't care who you are. They say Nigger. If you don't get our money, listen. They got their money back, and David Stern forced Michael Jordan to retire for about 3 years, 2 to 3 years. You see?
Seems like this world is run by evil forces. Doesn't seem like good people are in control of the world. It seems like it's evil.
I'm always trying to sort of negotiate that in my head. Like when I sort of think about politicians and people, like, is George Soros evil, or is he just have a way of looking at life that's sort of different than I might look at life?
I think it's just a combination of a couple things. Keeping your power, money. There could be a lot of compromising going on and blackmailing going on. Now, you can take a good guy who loves his family, loves his kids, but man, he got caught in some stuff and now he's got shit on him, and now he's got to listen to what they say. You know, that's generally how, you would run an organization that was built on acquiring as much power as possible. Just like you take it down to street level, that's how gangs run. Like if you want to join a gang in a general sense, you're going to have to do something really bad that they have something on you. Like if you kill someone and they see that you got a body on you now, they could trust you now. Mm-hmm. They know because you got a body. And what are you going to do? You're going to tell on us? You got a body. I think there's a lot of that. It's just mafia stuff, like mafia tactics. I think like the way the cartel runs in Mexico and in the United States too, I think there's a bigger cartel that is using the same style of tactics.
Nothing feels real anymore with AI. Just take a look at this video. I mean, how do you even know that the movies you're watching on TV or the TV shows itself aren't AI generated? There's this new technology coming out, and I believe it's free. Imagine, this is free. What do the people in Hollywood and the government have? This person recreated the cast of Stranger Things, and this looks even better than it does on the TV shows. This is insane. And it starts to get a little weird. Obviously, the more deeper you go on X, people are starting to recreate just generating women, I think. They're just making these women, and everyone's thinking the same thing. They're probably going to create OFs and make money when it's really just a guy doing all of these motions, and there's hundreds of these videos online. And you can go a step further. I mean, this isn't as weird, but on TikTok Shop, you see people selling stuff live day in and day out. But what people don't realize is a lot of these videos are really just AI generated, and they're live streaming a screen. I mean, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this when it's just one person running a bot farm. We have ChatGPT and all of these new technologies coming out every single day for free. Just imagine Just imagine what they have.
So if you don't know what's going on with Donald Trump and Lake Michigan, then I don't know, because our videos are being taken down and they are being suppressed. The ones that aren't being taken down are being suppressed. We're having to use code words and stuff, but there are still a few videos up right now. If you go up in the search bar and you put in Lake Michigan and Trump, those words, you'll get those videos. But I'm going to try and explain this to you the best way I can without this video getting taken down, because that's what's happening with this particular app. For some reason, they are like full-fledged on the side of the Trump administration. But let's just say it this way. There was a 13-year-old female, pregnant, baby, Lake Michigan, yacht, Epstein, uncle, and Donald Trump. Wrap all those things up together, baby overboard. There you have it. Full story, maybe you can get it. Go and search in the search bar.
Venice Beach is the worst. Never stay at Venice Beach for long and have to go to the bathroom because there's nowhere to go. And then you go in the bathroom and it was every single stall had feces on the ground and on the walls. That was a nightmare. I didn't even go in there. It was I almost threw up seeing that.
I would have held it in.
Yeah, no, I did because it's horrifying. It's
terrible.
we're allowing these people to just live literally wild animals and just poo and pee everywhere.
Yeah, I used to actually go to Venice Beach and donate, give out sandwiches. Now I just go straight to the shelter because safety is just an issue now. Some of these guys got weapons. Last night there was one with a knife and I was just walking around and I could see him eyeing me up.
It's so crazy. Even in public bathrooms, who are these savages that go in and put a whole roll of toilet paper, use the restroom and just flood it? And who are these people that go into these bathrooms and do these things? Don't flush the toilet after they're done using it. I don't understand who these people are, right? We've all been in a public bathroom and it's just a big old turd in there. It's clogged. It's disgusting. Who are these crisis actors, right? That are going into Walmart bathrooms and flooding it, right? Who are these people?
Rabbit holes that are oddly convincing. Part 6-7. Jet fuel is a hoax, and airplanes don't actually burn fuel to fly, but rather use an energy source that's gonna have you questioning everything. Just a fun theory for entertainment purposes only. So this is a plane. It flies in the air using jet fuel, or so we're told. A typical Boeing 747 carries about 64,000 gallons or 242,000 liters of fuel. That's a lot. A literal metric ton. Actually, about 193 metric tons to be exact. But let me ask you something that you've probably never thought of before. Where the hell do they put it? This is what a 60,000 gallon water tank looks like. That's a person for scale. It's massive. We're told that more than this amount of fuel is stored in the wings of the plane, and that part's not a myth, that's actually what they tell us. And the question people are asking is, where? How exactly do 64,000 gallons fit in these wings? This entire tank is really squeezed into those thin sheets of metal? It just visually doesn't make any sense. And then think about the time that it takes for an airplane to refuel. When you're at an airport, you usually don't see the fuel pump connected to the plane for more than a couple minutes at a time. A regular car takes only about 12 gallons of fuel and let's say 2 minutes to fill up. Even if these jet fuel pumps pumped at 10 times the rate of a regular car gas pump, do the math, and it should take around 9 hours to fill just half of the plane's 64,000 gallon capacity. Yet we somehow never see a plane getting pumped for more than a couple minutes, if even at all. Sure, they'll tell you these jet fuel pumps are actually way more powerful than that and can pump fuel at a rate hundreds of times faster than car gas pumps, all going through this hose with a 1 to 2 inch inner diameter, which is actually how wide they are on the inside. Go search it up. All of this fuel which goes to power the turbines, and this is where it starts getting fun. Because here's what a turbine from a typical airline jet looks like, pretty standard. And here's the ceiling of the Hoysala temple in India, an ancient temple that is said to have been built around 1150 AD, but some argue it could be much, much older than that. Now, ancient India has some of the wildest temple architecture and design anywhere on earth. Like Kailash, a whole whole ass temple that was carved into the bedrock of the cliff around it, an absolute marvel of ancient engineering. The pillars found inside these temples are so symmetrical, so insanely detailed, they look like they're 3D printed, made hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, and also appear to have been made for much more than just aesthetic purpose, because the engineering behind these pillars is nothing short of miraculous, with moving stone parts that can be physically rotated like they're part of a machine. Some of them aren't even connected to the ground, and just how on earth did they pull that off? Meanwhile, others can fully rotate and spin around. Like, we're talking stone pillars built over 800 years ago, engineered like modern machinery. And I don't see any reason why anyone would go through the painstaking lengths of making stone pillars that can spin unless they had a functional purpose. Oh look, here's one with a stone ball inside of it. Just how? Anyway, these ancient Indian temples really deserve their own video, which I'll cover some other time, but for now, let's focus on the pillars. These pillars are so meticulously designed with incredible laser-like detail and precision, near perfect circular symmetry that look like they were made with modern technology, and also happen to be in a similar shape of an airplane turbine engine. This is where we go a little off the rails. Remember, entertainment purposes only, right? Many fringe theories state that ancient temples and buildings like these were actually power plants that provided energy for past civilizations, like the pyramids of Egypt in the Giza power plant theory, and the same is thought of the temples of ancient India like Kailash and Hoysala, which use specific ancient mechanisms and esoteric knowledge to harness atmospheric energy from the sky to power their ancient societies. I told you this was going to get weird. Well, now it's being said that same technology is actually being used in modern airplanes, which only use the jet fuel to take off, and once they reach a certain altitude, they tap into this atmospheric energy to stay lifted and move fast, which they would have better access to because of how high planes fly, and that's where this energy is supposedly found. Tartaria technology, Nikola Tesla technology, 0-point energy being used right under our noses, all while taking money out of our pockets with expensive plane tickets, blaming it on the copious amounts of jet fuel they allegedly need, when they're actually just using the free, unlimited atmospheric energy harnessed by our ancestors. Absolutely insane, I know. But listen, a Boeing 747 can weigh up to 220 tons, while an Airbus 380 can go up to 600 tons. Have you ever stopped to think about how much of a modern miracle it is for a 600-ton metal behemoth to fly through the air for 16 plus hours on end? And all it takes is 4 of these jet turbines, for how powerful they are, aren't even really used anywhere else except for aviation. But even so, someone has to make these engines, and surely it would be much too difficult to keep something like this a secret with hundreds of companies all manufacturing them, right? Well, actually no, because only 3 companies own 99% of all turbine manufacturing in the world: GE Aerospace, Pratt & Whitney, and Rolls-Royce. Any other manufacturer is in some way associated with these big 3. And of course, all of these companies have the usual suspects, Vanguard and BlackRock, as their top shareholders, the 2 mega companies that own everything, who control the 3 companies that essentially power every airline on the planet, also making it almost impossible for anyone else to make their own commercial turbines, with regulations, gatekeepers, certifications, and import controls, to keep their oligopoly in power and free from independent producers to keep this technology as close to their chest as possible. Like, are 4 of these turbines really enough to keep a 600-ton airplane suspended in the air, traveling at hundreds of miles an hour for hours on end, propelled by just the air? I mean, maybe they are. This is what internet rabbit holes are all about after all. Roast me in the comments if you disagree.
It is so unbelievably over when it comes to AI. Behind me is not a real woman. It is AI of a man adjusting to what he does, but it is so over.
That's crazy.
We are cooked. Welcome to not knowing what's real. Welcome. We are here now. The AI edits were funny, but now we have look at this. This guy's just being the Stranger Things, people. In 2025, it felt like I was saying it is over when it comes to AI once a week. In 2026, I say it once a day. The exponential growth of AI that we're not even close to the end either. I have to talk to my parents about this. But what's the point? I don't even know what's real. Welcome to not knowing what's real. We are the Black Mirror episode now. Can you imagine what the scammers are going to do with this? Oh my God. Pandora's box.
Oh, I thought it was over. It's so crazy, y'all. Like, the eyes have a soul now. Like before, like just last year, I could tell Like when they would do those Joe Rogan ones or whatever, like you can tell it's not him. You can tell by the way his voice sounds, like there's no emotion, there's no peaks, it's just flat. The eyes, it's just the eyes aren't matching, right? That quick. Look at this. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like this is this is crazy, y'all. I'm about to make another reaction channel and have me be a hot girl. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Like people are gonna just they're gonna make so much money with this, y'all. And it's not even gonna be them, right? Not even gonna be them. It's gonna be AI. Don't hate the player, hate the game. What do you guys think?
Open, by the way. There's no going back. The government can't regulate that. It's over. You better put on your seatbelts because it's about to get crazy.
I want to know what we know about the biggest mass shooting in American history.
The official story is that Stephen Paddock, barricaded in his room up on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay, shot more than 1,000 rounds from that room and just no motive, no manifesto, no explanation of why. But everyone that had been there had experienced something completely different than that. Some of these machine guns are in different locations while they're simultaneously firing, just from the way they sound. Like an hour and a half after this guy's allegedly shot himself in the head, we have at least 9 different police body cams. All of them in different locations around the strip record like 7 to 5 volleys of automatic gunfire. Basically, something is happening at almost every casino on the strip. Then there's stuff that happens at the airport. At 10:35, air traffic control says we have an active shooter on the runway.
There's actually shooters on the runway.
On the runway?
On the runway. Someone comes onto that radio call and says, I want you to kill the lights on this runway and that runway.
Can I get you to kill the lights for the 19? Mobile 7, I'd like the lights for the 19 off.
If you thought you had a man with a gun somewhere at night, why would you turn off the lights?
Well, the only reason that I would think of is because you also are doing things there that will benefit you to have the darkness to get away.
My thing is, like they said, there's this, like, it could be a government arms deal that went bad. Like, don't you think they would off each other in the room? Like, why are they going to turn the gun to random people? Is it to take the, to take the attention off of what's going on in that room? So they did that. Like, I don't think they would have to do that to those people. They can just go out the window without hitting people, right? It was like that was intentional. So that theory doesn't really make sense. The Saudi arms deal with the government that went on. I don't know, y'all. It doesn't really make sense that, like, I don't think they would have to off all these people to get away with that. I think they could just, shoot at another building across or something, right? What do you guys think? Do you think that's a good theory? I don't know. There's something deep to it because it was here one day and it was gone the next day, right? So there's something to it, and we didn't get no answers. Will we ever?
I need to be sensitive about this because the person that was on that floor, we have contact with that person. One of their family members died at the event, but they were staying on that same floor. They heard a gunshot at 3:45 in the afternoon. And at 4 o'clock, around the same time, the locks start getting manipulated for 18 minutes in a way that is not explainable for normal operations.
So a witness heard a gunshot on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay around 3:45 in the afternoon. Many people, many very informed people, suspect that that was actually the gunshot that may have killed Stephen Paddock, our lone gunman, the one that did the whole shooting. And we'll get to that later on when we look at the crime scene photos. But let's take a check on, before we get to these 3 females, let's take a look at the room, at these locks, because this is in their official report. And note that all of the times you're going to see, basically throughout this whole thing, especially in these reports, it's all in military time. So from 2:23 to 7:40 in the afternoon and evening, the doors from rooms 32-134 and 32-135 were manipulated multiple times. For example, the doors were opened, closed, and the deadbolt locks were engaged and disengaged several times. There's a whole bunch of details to that, but hotels actually keep logs of all of this stuff. And somehow, folks got them to release them all. I don't know if they offered them or not, but journalists poured through them and analyzed things like moments where on the left, you have room 32-134, and on the right, you have room 32-135, and at 12:03, at the exact same moment, both doors open from the inside, despite Stephen Paddock being alone in the room, the only one in the room, no one else there. So obviously, That's not true. Little details, subtle details, details matter. And there are certain details that prove that the official narrative is impossible. There's also evidence of tampering with the locks, of what seems to be trying to hack or gain access to the electronic locking system. When the door is open from the inside and then there's an error, no access to room, guest card accepted, door is closed. That's the kind of thing that you would see when you're testing a key to see if it works. So you open the door from the inside of the room and you're going out and you test your card to make sure you can get back in, and then you close the door. Later, at 6:40, after the tampering that our journalist, whose name I forget, was mentioning, that was around 4 o'clock when the tampering happens, when the doors open and close, the deadbolts turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn, doors open and close, turn, 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 turn. Later, after that, you see sequences like this, where the door is first opened from the inside, and then the deadbolt is released, which is physically impossible because you can't open a door when the deadbolt is closed. And then after the deadbolt is released, the door is closed, then it's open from the inside, then it's closed again. Okay? When you examine the locking sheets, you see a lot of evidence that after around 4 p.m., the electronic locking mechanisms had been hacked. Little things like that first might help you disprove the mainstream narrative, but then later, they make your brain go wild on trying to figure out what the hell actually happened. And a very important piece of evidence came out that was deeply buried by the mainstream media, is that there were 3 females registered to the room with our lone gunman. A thing that nobody thought to mention. None of the mainstream news thought to cover. We know their first names, but not their last names, because their last names were redacted.
I'm going to show you guys the entrance to the most prestige hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. There's the Strip. There's New York, New York. There's the Coca-Cola. But I'm going to show you guys right now. Go right here to this back way. This is an underground hotel here. Wow, sorry guys, sorry. So you go here, then you go to this back alley.
What kind of car are you in? You got a digital.
See this, the back alley? Right
rear
here. This
mirror.
is the hotel right here. You see this? You see this fence? Right here, all this is the hotel. Then you're gonna go here. You're gonna go in there. Come on. Okay. So
you don't want to let you in.
Go inside.
You got the Rolls Royce.
It's good to be home, baby. It's good to be home. It is good to be home. Like usual. Go ahead and park right here.
Hidden spots everywhere for the rich, y'all. Away from us.
I'll show you guys this. My home, baby. My home.
The cheese thing's got to be one of the weirdest things I've ever found out. The U.S. government basically encouraged all of the farmers back in the day in World War II to be able to just have a dude that makes milk. After World War II ended, they had this surplus, but they couldn't let the dairy farmers go under because then they'd lose the dairy industry. So the U.S. government is just like, we'll buy the excess milk. How the f do you store the excess milk? You turn it into cheese, then it's got some shelf life, right? Well, what the f do we do with all this cheese? Go stick it in a cave in Missouri. They started buying more and more milk, and then Ronald Reagan comes into office. They broke the news to him. It's like, sir, we got this cave in Missouri with 2 billion pounds of cheese in it. We're paying $1 million a day in tax dollars to refrigerate all this cheese. And Ronald Reagan's like, absolutely not. So they started packaging it in 5-pound blocks, and that's where government cheese came from. And then in the 1990s, the U.S. government started a nonprofit organization called Dairy Management Industries, and their entire job is to get motherfuckers to eat and drink more dairy food.
You can play it everywhere.
Lego announces their brand new technology.
For real. Play with your creations and let them play back with you. Well, that's exactly what we've built.
Wait, really?
Introducing the Lego Smart Play system.
Smart Play?
A new platform made of endlessly
Dude,
interactive
sick.
smart bricks, smart tags.
Seriously? And no way!
Smart minifigures.
What?
Hold on. So you can interact with the little guys now? all connected to bring play to life like
Dude,
never before.
wait.
Whoa, was that a burp? These things can burp and react to how you move with dynamic sound and lights. Holy schnitzel! There's lights. One brick to turn your
Guy's
Lego
loving it.
builds
Holy
into an
schnitzel.
opportunity to create, explore, and unlock your imagination. What? Ducks? This is gonna be huge. Huge! Come play in the next dimension with
Dude,
the
this is
Lego
crazy.
Smart
Wait,
Play
wait, wait.
System.
Brother.
Sorry about that, guys. It was a bit too much, I know.
Nah, the future's crazy, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, dude.
I
Whoa.
wonder how much those are going to be. They're
Holy
already expensive
schnitzel.
to begin with.
Oh, video games. Okay, going back to Venezuela. Forgot about this.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if you heard about this. So the Call of Duty, this is crazy. There's a Call of Duty connection to Venezuela.
Oh, yeah.
Peep this.
Spooky shit.
So Venezuela, we have Maduro get captured, right? There is a Call of Duty game called Call of Duty Ghosts, right? It came out in 2013. The game is about America going to Venezuela to capture a dictator.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hold on. There's more.
But wait, there's more.
So that game comes out 2013. Guess what year Maduro takes power? 2013. Yes. Now hold on. There's more.
But wait, there's more.
Get this. So December 21st, 2025, just passed, right? The co-founder of Call of Duty dies in a car crash. Okay. 13 days later, Maduro gets captured. Now, what year did the game come out and Maduro come out into power? 2013.
13 again.
13 again.
13 colonies?
And then the co-founder dies. What happens when you die? You become a ghost. What's the name of the game?
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm saying, simulation complete.
They just hustling. Shit is crazy.
Like how
man.
is that game so on point?
It's no way. This is all ritualistic.
Like that all lines up? Ain't no way. We're in a simulation.
We're in a fucking simulation.
The CEO of Pepsi was recorded saying that he would never let any of his family members touch any of their products. Zuckerberg puts tape over his camera and his microphone when he's using Facebook. Steve Jobs banned his own kids from using the iPad. And the CEO of McDonald's says he doesn't eat his own company's food. That should tell you a lot.
Yeah. Just a little update, y'all. I am 14 days into carnivore. Haven't messed up once, right? Made some adjustments. Finally starting to drop weight again. 3 pounds in the past 2 days. I'm going to do an update on my third channel. If you guys are interested, link is below. Segovia Fuel.
I'm sorry, this pyramid just looks insane, bro. Like, so when I look at this, I'll be like, how the heck did we build this? How?
It still exists.
How did we build this?
We found in our excavations remain from ramp. They make a ramp from sands. If you okay, let me do some drawings for you.
No. Okay, look. Now look, let me say this.
Yeah.
Pick up this rock with me.
What you mean with me?
No. The smarter you get, it seems the dumber you get. The smarter our intellectuals become, the more cowardly they become. This has something to do with this colonial education we're getting, because I know some great black minds. You know, I'm in the university system. I see these minds. I talk. People, great minds. But that paycheck is going to dictate what's going to come out that mind. I'll come out your mouth of that mind.
And that paycheck is based off of that other piece of paper that they got to affirm their paycheck.
I got master's degree.
So therefore I get paid more.
I get paid more.
Therefore I'm controlled by your system.
Let me I know the truth, but let me not speak it right now.
Nah, because I can't. I got to feed my family.
Right. Now, feeding your family is way more important than speaking the truth to a people that's going to treat you like they did Dr. King. If there was a reward to speaking truth, more people would. The true human resource is the mind. We never lost our lands, we lost our minds.
The Rothschilds were also responsible for creating the state of Israel. Look up Baron Rothschild. I mean, the family created Israel in return as a favor for financing World War II. But the banking system, if you want to talk about Illuminati or you want to talk about a one world government or a banking system, all of that, it's all money. It's all numbers. At the end of the day, whether it's the banks, it's the control of the money. All of what we're talking about has to do with the banking system, has to do with the money. The other thing that they were saying about Venezuela is there was $1 trillion in silver sitting under the palace or whatever it was.
Mhm.
I mean, JP Morgan, a few days before that, was saying that, or not JP Morgan, but a major banking firm was about to go under. So if you go into Venezuela, you take all of their money. Did you see all the news a couple days before about the silver reserves?
No, I
Go
missed
back and
that
look
one.
at the silver reserves and then do a Google on Venezuela.
What I've been hearing is the price of gold and silver is going up.
Never been higher. All-time high. But anytime that you're about to go into a war or you have high inflation, then it goes up. I mean, silver's up, what, 3-4 times? It's the highest it's ever been. It was like, when I was going to Louisiana, it was under $20. Or it was about $20, something like that. And what is it today? It's almost 100 or something?
I'm not sure.
I'm curious. But, I mean, look at the price of precious metals. Look at all of that.
We seen Britney Spears come out and say she seen the whole royal family transform into lizards. You know, I had my own experience in the club with my cousin. You feel me? We seen a lady. Her name was Jen. We was friends on Facebook, and my cousin said, "Bro, I just seen the devil." And he pointed to where to look. I seen what I seen. I walked up on her, and when I got close up to her, I felt like a cheeseburger in front of a crocodile. And I took that feeling like, okay, everybody that I see ain't the same. And you know, we hear about this all throughout history, but there are certain groups who have sequestered knowledge to keep us living in this state of monotony in order to fulfill the covenants that they've made with higher intelligence. Somebody sold us all out.
Those rocks. See, like, is this AI?
Martin Luther King,
Very hard to
JFK,
tell.
and Charlie Kirk, right before they died, they told us who we were and what this land was, that we was Egyptians.
The word American describes the people of the copper-colored race. Its original heirs, the original nobility of this country, are the so-called Black Americans. They are heirs to histories older than myth. Before this nation was named, indigenous black peoples lived, built, and governed here. The great world's fairs were remnants of their cities. Across this nation once stood many centers of black commerce, not one Wall Street, but many. These communities were connected by trade, by innovation, by grand world fairs. They represented an older world still alive, and that continuity frightened those who sought control. So those centers were dismantled, their prosperity erased by the very forces that later claimed to civilize this nation.
I believe that Black America can be revitalized, can be wealthier, can be richer, can have stronger families. Detrimental for Black America. Incomes going down. In 1965, 25% of Black Americans had a mother and 75% had a mother and father when they were raised. That is now down to 25%. 3 out of 4 of Black Americans are raised without a solid mother and father in the home. If we're serious about saving the country, we must rebuild the family. However, the question is, do people want to be free? Freedom and liberty is very, very difficult. When God's chosen people, the Hebrews, left Egypt and went into the wilderness, after a couple of days, they started complaining. They said, God, and this is in Numbers 14, you could fact check me on this. God, we are tired of eating cucumbers, leeks, and melons. We are tired of eating manna. We want to go back to Egypt, slavery, where at least we were able to eat meat. The question you need to ask yourself is, do people want to be free? I think freedom is a better way of living, but comfortable slavery is very tempting. And we are here to try to break those shackles free and to try to make all Americans live with a better future and more prosperity. Thank you, guys. Let's do some questions.
Got a YouTube page?
God's children in their magnificent trek from the dark dungeons of Egypt through a river across the Red Sea, through the wilderness on toward the promised land.
Wait, she's right.
Even if you own 37 acres of land, the government will still control your land. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that. And I just walked into the municipal building and I'm going to put a tiny home on my property.
Nope.
And he immediately said, nope, you can't do that. I was like, what? What are you talking about? I have 37 acres. There's plenty of room to put a tiny home. Nope, you can't do that. You're zoned to have one house on your property. I'm like, dude, my property is massive, okay? And this is for my kids' future, to have a tiny home. Ultimately, I want three little tiny homes in the back corner of our property. Nope, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? No. Zoning is planned for, I'm like, what plans does the government have for my property? I don't understand what you're saying to me. And you could tell this guy had never gotten any pushback because I was pushing back. Like, you're telling me I can't put a tiny home on my property for my children to live in when they're 18, 19, 20, young adults. What are you talking about? No, it's not zoned for that. Okay, so rezone it. And then he's like, well, there's a floodplain here. And I was like, he said 100-year floodplain. I said, well, what year are we on? He couldn't tell me. He's like, it doesn't work like that. I was like, what do you mean? What year are we on? Because we put a drain tile in, so I know it's not flooding back there. Okay. So what year is your 100-year floodplain plan?
It's control.
On the map of my property, I can tell you it doesn't flood right here. It doesn't work like that. I'm like, then how does it freaking work? Okay. So you're telling me the 100-year floodplain plan is really forever floodplain plan, according to what you guys think about my own property.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
It's not even
And then
nice.
he's like, well, you have to rezone, but they're not going to approve you. I was like, why wouldn't they approve me? It's my property. So it's absolute madness. And let me tell you, he was speechless. And then he ended up giving me contact information to rezone my property so that way I could ultimately build at least one other home on my land.
I mean, do we really even own our houses and our land?
Can you see that? It goes all the way down Atlantic. And what was down there? What was going on back then? Come on. Across the street from this thing. Damn right. Goes down the whole block. The Armory. Do they have anything to do with each other? King's Highway? What is that? That makes sense? That makes sense, huh? They just added that. Come on. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Who are they looking out for? Queens, where I'm living now? I'm from Brooklyn, Kings County. I live in Queens. I'm royalty. Make it make sense, New York City. Damn right. On a busy day in New York City. Look at that archway. Let's get into it, man. Come on, sound off. Am I nuts? Am I nuts? Kings County? Come on, man. Sound off in the comments. Damn right. What are they doing? Look, where's the guy with the bow and arrow? Make it make sense, New York City. What was going on down there? What was going on back then? 1891. Make it make sense, man.
They aired it once on international news, and by morning, it was gone.
Olha, olha lá. Hã? Ali no caminho.
Meu Deus do céu! Que isso? Hey!
Were you ever told that your family came from Africa?
No.
As far as you can remember, all your family is from where?
Beaumont.
Beaumont, and you said Moscow.
Mm-hmm.
So far, all your family that you know of is from Texas.
Yeah, right.
You never known you was from Africa. Like, nobody ever told you that, right?
No.
Right. But kind of along history, we've been told that our family, our ancestors was enslaved, that they came from Africa, that they was brought on a ship over here from Africa.
Yeah, I know it's a story. Something that's so right.
Yeah, it's a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like they teach that in school, so people know it as being a fact. Like you said, you never was told you were from Africa.
Mm-mm.
So we was like, wait a minute, we may not be from Africa. Maybe we was already here. But what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, if you wasn't born or raised in Africa, you know, I don't know no ancestors, they just from Africa. So.
Right, and like I said, your mama or mother never told you that we were from Africa.
No.
Right. So that's what a lot of people, especially my age, were asking our grandparents about our history.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are saying something very similar, that they were never taught about Africa.
That's right. Never.
So my generation, we're like, wait a minute. We may not be from Africa. We may be from here.
I think we are from, Texas or
America.
Okay, right. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not Africa, no.
Calamine. See, they can, like somebody broke it down in hip hop terms, right? Like how quick it is to change history through generations. All it takes is 1, 2 tops, 3, and history's wiped, right? But like think about the creators of hip hop. Like we saw an earlier clip of KRS-One. I know who he is. I know his voice, but I don't know songs. I know nothing about that era, and I'm just 2 generations down, 1 generation down, right, from that era. And it's just complete history to me. I have no idea about it. I never listened to it. I never want to, right? But that's how easy it is for them to change history. 3, 4 generations. I think about it like something. We saw a clip on here in the past of somebody saying, "Do you know your grandma? You know your great grandma? You know great great grandma?" No, nobody did, right? I don't know my dad's side grandma, right? I know nothing about his history of growing up or nothing. I don't know. It's like the older generation don't talk about coming up. I know with me, I'm gonna tell them about my family, my mom, my dad, like when I'm growing up. But I don't know. It's just something that maybe back in the day they didn't, or maybe just my parents didn't tell me about growing up and whatnot. I never asked, right? But I don't know my mom's mom. I don't know nothing. I could be scrolling through pictures and see her, and I wouldn't know anything, right? So it's so easy for them to change history, yo.
Personally ordered the massacre. Killings were carried out on his direct order. All branches of the government knew it and approved it. Refresh Twitter. Iranian patriots, take over your institutions. Save the names of the killers and the abusers. They will pay a big price. Help is on its way. Make Iran great again. Oh my God.
This guy in the 90s wrote this book called Behold a Pale Horse. And if you look this book up, you're actually put on an FBI watch list. William Milton Cooper was actually a naval intelligence officer during the Vietnam War. One night when he was on his boat, patrolling the deck, walking around, but then a little kind of vortex opens up and 3 flying saucers come down, the ocean opens up and they go into the water. He started to collect as much data as he could and told everyone about it. Dude spent the rest of his career gathering intelligence documents, and he came up with this grand thesis called Behold a Pale Horse, that the entire world was governed by a satanic conspiracy that had infiltrated the schools, the media, the church, the military, the government. The story, he ends up getting killed in Edgar, Arizona. Police showed up to his house and they Swiss cheesed him for tax evasion.
Look at this video from Mar-a-Lago. A party was hosted. It was Trump's party. And for some reason, I didn't know if this was something to do with furries, like what the Sam Dam's going on. Look, they're all wearing dog masks. It was some type of themed party, but it does remind me of the movie Eyes Wide Shut, when they're all wearing masks.
What's going on?
And we know who directed that movie and what happened to him after.
What's going on with these rich and powerful people? What are they doing? You ever went to a party where people are wearing masks like that? Dressed like it's the 60s, the 1600s, 1700s? It's our president's party. What's going on over there? And we got better things to be doing than partying?
My question is, are these guys up to something and maybe hiding it in plain sight? Is there things that they know that we don't? Or are they under some type of mass hypnosis or perhaps some form of mind control?
So
what the Sam Dam is this? You remember the movie I'm talking about? Highly controversial. Some say that some scenes were edited out from the final cut of this movie, and because apparently too much was shown. Did you know that? This movie, Eyes Wide Shut, there's a rumor that they had to edit it and take out significant parts of it, which exposed too much. Of course, the official narrative would be that they, didn't make the cut because they weren't quality enough. But if we know anything that this movie is about, it also reminds me of the movie They Live, when the guys escape Earth, end up in the mothership, and we have the aliens who are telling the humans that are working with them and the aliens that are pretending to be humans that we're almost there. And actually, it was 2025 that they would have full control over Earth. If you watch the movie They Live, during that scene, he said, 2025, we're going to have full control over Earth.
What do you think happens when we die? Usually, people go out of their bodies, so they see their corpse. And then they start to get pulled in by this white light that they see somewhere around them. Okay? And they describe this as having like a magnetic power. So it's very hard to get away from this thing. Like you try to, after you die, let's say you want to see your funeral. So you go to your funeral, you see your funeral. You see people crying over your grave. Or maybe you don't care so much about your funeral because you had very few friends, hardly anybody's going to show up there. And really you're worried about your aunt who was the closest person to you in your life. And next thing you know, you're in her apartment watching her bawl her eyes out over you. So you go to various places that your consciousness is directed without even thinking, subconsciously. Right? Like
and you can see
an out-of-body experience, astral projection.
Okay. Yep.
And I think it's, for most people, largely driven by the subconscious.
Come and see. They say it's one of the best World War II movies ever created. But what's crazy, apparently this director wanted true fear from these actors, especially the main actor who was a...
She's like, you have to sign a contract.
Who is the most powerful person in
You have
America? Oh, I don't think anybody would probably know their name. They're sort of behind the scenes. But certainly people on this committee, like Admiral Wilson.
Underneath London. And after we went into those sewer systems, then we got into electricity tunnels. Then we started getting into bunkers. So these
how illegal is this
dude,
stuff?
These are like layers under the city. So imagine there's like 5 layers under the city, right? So we go from those sewers to the electricity tunnels to the infrastructural systems to the bunkers. And then we started getting into what are called deep level systems, right? And they're very similar to the bunkers that the U.S. government is building here that they call DUMBs, deep underground military bases, right? We started getting into like serious critical infrastructure. Like at some point,
how easy was it to get into those?
It took us years. It took us years. There was quite a lot of research. But I mean, at some point we got into what are called the BT deep level tunnels, British telecommunications deep level tunnels. And we were like inside the telecommunications trunk for all of the United Kingdom, and at this point we're like, 100 feet underground, 120 feet underground.
Where was your...
That's so crazy, y'all. That's under us right now. 100 feet under us right now. Things are down there. People down there. Cars. I don't know, y'all. That's crazy to think about. But I think he said that was like, it was all World War II era, stuff. Like that was in World War II, right? So they got them. They're probably 200 or 300, 400 feet now, so nobody can get to them.
Place you guys have ever investigated?
Oh my god, probably what we have coming up.
It's so scary that I literally was like, I'm never doing this ever. And at the beginning of the year, we're like, fine, I guess we'll finally do it. The Paris Catacombs.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
The Paris Catacombs are 200 miles of tunnels underneath the city of Paris that have 6 million bodies in them.
What?
Bones everywhere.
A tunnel.
Mhm.
Wait, I feel like I've heard of this.
There's movies about it. It's one of the most famous abandoned places in the world. It's illegal to go to.
Yeah.
There's just tons of human remains everywhere.
Like bones.
Bones everywhere.
Like it's claustrophobic. There's no map. So literally like you go down there, you can get lost. People have died down there. There's mobs down there that hang out there. They're waiting for tourists and they rob you. People have like been stabbed there. A lot of like guides have been rumored to take people down there, make them get lost, steal their equipment, and then run because there's no way you can get out. Not only is it all that, but it's also like haunted. It's one of the most haunted places in the world.
So it was like both illegal. It was dangerous in like the illegal sense and like the ghost sense.
Yeah.
And like craziest part is like you had to enter through like a manhole, which is like what you see literally on the streets and stuff. So like there was a crowded street packed with like people, and we just ran and like opened one and just like hopped down there really quick, like in front of everybody.
In the middle of the day. So basically, if you think of the whole city of Paris, it mirrors that underneath, and there's 200 miles. When you go down there, you can actually get anywhere around Paris underground. So everywhere you were walking in Paris, like even the Eiffel Tower, if you just like dug straight down, you would hit the catacombs. So there's people that live down there. They're called cataphiles. There's people that live there for like most of their life, and they're just like, oh, that's my home.
Scary.
Secret tunnel. We're talking like, cult stuff. We're talking like secret societies. They're all down there.
Greater than Giza.
Greater than Giza. Yeah, that's what everybody who studies this says, that
like the cherry on top are the pyramids, but it's really this underground city that they're studying. And then you have Zahi Hawass being like, it's bullshit. It's like,
it was the national project. That's how they did it. Yeah, he's silly. But, you know, it's good to have a guy like that on because you get to see, oh, that's the other side, the ridiculous dogmatic side that doesn't want to accept the possibility that there's a lot of mystery here, a lot of mystery.
So much.
And so they're very opposed to this labyrinth thing too, but you can't deny it.
We're North Korea. We are North Koreans. So much of what the government has told us throughout our lives about big events are simply not true. Not just massaged, but like 180 degrees from truth. The thing I find the scariest is they used to tell compelling, plausible lies, and they no longer do that. Now it's just, hey, this is it, and you either accept it or shut the f*** up and we'll put you in prison or we'll take all your liberties away.
I'm telling you, me being the biggest artist in the world, right? You saw how Justin Bieber had to sell his catalog because he was going, like, he had to use his manager's American Express and all that shit. Remember, that was that's public, right? If it's coming from the horse's mouth, if I'm telling you I'm one of the biggest artists in the world and I don't own my music, right? What more could I tell you? That it's in your face, it's facts. These artists don't own their music. Now
that's why people like, man, why you don't lose weight? Because bro, it comes with a lot of advantages. I can drink more than everybody. My punches is a lot heavier than everybody's. I can move people out the way. I done been stabbed. Shit, I got extra cushion. God damn it, them internal organs ain't get touched. This real life shit. So it's like, once you don't lose weight, shit, until I'm done being in the field, I'm not losing weight. Because I can still run, fight, fuck, do all of that. Point blank, period.
Who has the most unhinged eating habits?
The president. You know, the interesting thing about the president is that he eats really bad food, which is McDonald's, and then, you know, candy and Diet Coke.
You know, I can see it when he's doing his speeches. Like when I'm eating bad, my words don't match like what I'm thinking. Like I'm just speaking without giving answers or anything. Like when he talks, it's very awkward. When Trump talks, it's very awkward, y'all. He doesn't make no points, right? His mind's not clear. Like I guarantee if he started eating like how this RFK does and all that, I'm sure they're giving him advice to do that. His mind, his speeches would be so much sharper and clearer because honestly, when he talks to me, I'm like, what the hell is he saying? It makes no sense. And people put it off as like he's old, he's dementia or whatever, right? It's his eating, y'all. If he's eating McDonald's all day, every day, drinking Diet Cokes, that's our president, right? We need Jocko for president. We need something different. Jocko president.
But he drinks the Diet Coke all times. He has the constitution of a deity. I don't know how he's alive, but he is. And he's at Mar-a-Lago. He says that the only time that he eats the junk food is when he's on the road, and he wants to eat food from big corporations because he trusts it. He doesn't want to get sick when he's on the road. But when he's at Mar-a-Lago or at the White House, he's eating really good food. So I think you get this, if you travel with him, you get this idea that he's just pumping himself full of poison all day long, and you don't know how he's walking around, much less being the most energetic person, you know, any of us have ever met.
The Pentagon secretly bought a device linked to a mystery illness that allegedly sickens U.S. spies around the world, after years of saying there was no proof. Sources say the Pentagon spent 8 figures on the device in a covert operation. It's small enough to fit in a backpack, but powerful enough, investigators believe, to emit pulsed radio waves that can penetrate the human body. That device is now being linked to a baffling illness that's said to have plagued U.S. diplomats, intelligence officers, and military personnel for nearly a decade. Only later did it get a name: Havana syndrome. The first cases appeared in 2016 when U.S. officials in Cuba reported sudden headaches, dizziness, memory loss, balance issues, even cognitive problems. Similar cases were later reported worldwide. However, the illness has never been formally recognized. Some intelligence reviews said there was no clear evidence of a targeted attack, but a 2022 panel found that pulsed electromagnetic energy could possibly explain some cases. Now, according to CNN, this device has been quietly tested for over a year, despite public statements downplaying the evidence. Victims say they were dismissed and sidelined, and now feel vindicated. So the question is no longer whether something happened, but how long officials do more than they admitted.
Please make sure y'all are checking your pay stubs. Please make sure you're checking your pay stubs. Really, especially if you're hourly, you need to be checking your pay stub. If you're salary, hey, that's on you. But if you're hourly, you need to be checking your pay stub every time you get paid.
I pay stubs no more.
Like, there should never be a time where you don't check your pay stub. Please don't mind my hair, whatever. It could be wrong.
Well, now I mind your hair.
Payroll fucks up sometimes. They do. As somebody who's worked in HR and done payroll, we fuck up sometimes. We do. It's never intentional, but we're processing a lot of people. Please check your pay stub. Do yourself that favor. You should never be getting paid and not checking to make sure your money's correct.
Yeah,
hello?
Sense.
That's all I'm saying. I just checked my pay stub and it was wrong. And I knew it was wrong because I always pre-calculate my money. That's how tight I am about my money. So they're going to fix it because it's wrong and they owe me some money. I'm just letting you know.
How old were you again when you first landed on the when you walked on the moon?
36.
You were 36 years old.
One of the youngest guys.
Do you remember the moment you took your first step onto the moon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did that feel like?
I'm on the moon. I'm on the moon. It's just exciting. And
just elated with excitement.
Yeah. We were delayed getting out because we were late landing due to the problem we had in the other spacecraft.
I would imagine it would be overwhelming. The amount of emotions would be.
It was pretty exciting. And we were, just bounding with enthusiasm. And
didn't look like
we were late landing. So we were supposed to, the original plan called us to land and suit up and go outside. But mission control canceled that. It said, you guys are going to be up too late. You might make a mistake. Too long, not wake up too late, but you're going to be awake for 20-something hours if you do the sea feed.
So they made you guys go to sleep?
Yeah, took off our suits and went to sleep.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. Y'all know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. Today, y'all I got to get my second video out. It's been like 3 days since I uploaded over there. So we're going to get a video out over there. We're doing car payments. The insane amount people are paying for car payments. That's what we're doing. Channel's going to pop up over here if you guys want, but it's down below. All my links to my 2 other channels are down below. Y'all go over there and subscribe. But other than that, I'm gonna do that right now. Get these videos edited, uploaded to you guys, and then later on, I'm gonna go do my hike and do my 2-week update on the carnivore diet. I'll give you guys a little quick update just in case you don't go over there because I only got 300 subscribers over there. There's no reason I shouldn't have 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys go over there and subscribe. But I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Ups and downs still, y'all. Yesterday I was getting cravings, but it's my fault. With this way of eating, you can't get hungry. You just can't. Because when you get hungry, at least for me, I start craving, but the cravings ain't as loud no more, right? They're quiet cravings. But the goal is, the key to this way of eating, just eat, y'all. When you haven't eaten in a while, even if you're not that hungry, eat something small. Like I made some homemade jerky yesterday. Oh my God, y'all, it came out so good. So that's a key. That's something I always have to have in my pantry is some homemade jerky, y'all, because that stuff is good. Bought me a big old $25 4.5 pound top round roast. Had the butcher cut it up thin slice, put it in the dehydrator yesterday. Delicious, y'all. So I'm always making jerky now. Mama Bear got me a dehydrator for Christmas, so I'm always making jerky, y'all. But I'm going to get this second channel up, then get these videos out to you guys a little later today. I'm going to go do my hike. I don't know if that video will be out tomorrow or today or tomorrow. We'll see. But I am recording it today because I got some big updates for you guys. I made some changes, right? I wasn't losing weight. I was getting pissed off. But I figured you quit eating dairy. I quit eating a lot of salt. And that made all the difference. And honestly, I feel amazing, right? You hear all these people on here telling you, make sure you get your salt, get your electrolytes, get this and that. I naturally, y'all, 3 or 4 of these a day. This is 38 ounces, 40 ounces right here. I'm constantly drinking water, so I don't think I need that much salt, y'all. So ever since like taking away some salt, and for sure taking away the dairy, right? I drink my coffee black now. I have no cheese, no nothing, no dairy. I feel a lot better. I don't feel as bloated. And the weight's dropping, y'all. I hit a big, not milestone, but I hit, I got out from 110, right? I not from 110, from like, I broke from a 0 to 9, right? So I dropped a level, right? I'm down. So, that's a good feeling. It's been a while since I've been at this level. Still heavy, but, I feel like the hard part is over with this, that it should be, smooth sailing from here on out, because honestly, the cravings, they're not really an issue. Hunger's not really an issue. I have energy throughout the day, right? So, I'm feeling good. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you all have a good Friday night. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one, y'all. Later.